Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 16th to the 30th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in the cards that I use, they are all linked in the description box below. Now, before we start this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, feeling yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Leo, September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. There we go. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. All right. Now let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Leo, September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Awesome. Those three. So we're starting here with dreams. This is the third eye chakra. Your third eye chakra is opening for you, especially during your dreams here, Leo. There is a sense of lucid dreams being very much a part of you during this time, kind of dreaming the answers to questions that you have, problems that need to be solved. And this is also, divinity talking to you through your dreams, your angels, your spirit guides, finding it a lot easier to connect with you within the dream world. Listen to your dreams. They are a powerful conduit for you during this time. It's also a sense here of moving away from negative dreams, moving away from, of course, negative dreams, nightmares, doubts, fears, apprehensions, things that have been weighing heavily upon you, and moving towards a place of a good night rest, a place of, understanding and patience within yourself. This then leads you to determination. This is the solar plexus chakra, and this is you having a lot of gut reactions to things. Now, for you, Leo, you have gut reactions, and sometimes you want to act instantaneously. If you act too quickly, at times you will feel like you made the wrong decision. This is saying, go with your gut feel. Know that your gut is going to be speaking to you, but also take into consideration everything that is around you, because it can just be too quick a call to action. You're going to be moving upstream. You're moving against an emotional current. It can be a personal emotional current. It can be a doubt, a fear that you have. And it can be, society says, oh, you should be going this way. You should be doing things like this. And you yourself are kind of breaking that mold and doing things that are right for you. You're astoundingly determined, astoundingly focused, astoundingly driven. This then leads you to family. Your root here is family. Those who are biologically family to you, or who are, legally family to you, or those who have become like family to you. This is your root itself. This is your power. This is your understanding. You can be finding yourself being rather nostalgic during this time, rather, taken in by certain ideas and ideals from your childhood, and very much drawn to them. This is also saying what roots you, what is the most important thing to you, and how are you nourishing and caring for yourself and what truly matters to you. Now, the left-hand side here, this is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. And the right-hand side is your public self, okay? In the public arena. So let's see what the tarot has to say. We have the 7 of coins, okay? Patience is needed. We have the Hierophant, which is a link to a Taurus energy. April 20th to May 20th is the time frame, but I think this is very interesting because I believe this is the white buffalo myth. And on June and legend and, in June of 2020, a white buffalo was born, I believe, in Montana. And this is, I might not be exactly right with where the white buffalo was born, but this is a very good sign here. It is a sign of a coming of peace and of power and of prosperity. Be patient with that power that is coming forward. It's what Spirit is saying. You have the moon right here, which is a Pisces energy, a time frame of February 19th to March 20th. And this is being very inspired by the light of the moon, being very inspired by night, but also dealing with a lot of fears, doubts, and apprehensions that have kept you small, that have kept you from moving in the direction that you need to move in. And then we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is being a student of your mind, cutting through doubts and fears and apprehension. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the 8 of Cups. Emotionally, you are walking away from something you once thought you would love. It doesn't fit. It is not right. Right? And it can be an ending that surprises you, but it's also an ending that frees you. We have the High Priestess right here. And the High Priestess, very linked here. I'm very interested to see what this card is in the public arena. But this High Priestess is looking beyond the veil, looking beyond what people want you to see, and having power, having inspiration guide you because of this. You have the Magician. I love that you go from 2 to 1. You have that countdown right here. And this is inner magic. The High Priestess is inner magic. The Magician is public magic. It is magic that you call upon, and it is a power that you have inside of you. It then leads you to the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is looking at hurts, pains, disappointments, doubts, and fears. It's looking at the things that hold you back, that have broken your heart, and that have scarred you emotionally. And a lot of times at night, you're going to see this aspect of yourself coming up. Now, it can be because you're entering close to the dream world and the veil is kind of thinner and your mind is wandering, but it can also be that by facing these things and looking at these things, especially before you go to sleep, you could sit there and say, well, Spirit, Divinity, how do I move forward? How do I, get my answers? How does this pain not define me anymore? And you're going to see that Divinity, your angels, your spirit guides, really do deliver. You have Justice right here. This is a Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. Okay, balance coming in, justice coming forward. You then have the 4 of Coins. Now the 4 of Coins for me personally is the vampiric energy card. It's, being drained and it's being protected from this draining energy is what I'm seeing right here. And though I don't know all the myths to these cards and all the folklores right off the top of my head, the 4 of Coins right here is a protection by something that isn't necessarily seen as beautiful. And it's protecting your wealth and your prosperity. It's helping you to see the way that you need to move forward. But it's also knowing here that you are releasing a lot of this negative energy. You are releasing a lot of what has held you back. And you are finding that power. You have justice here. You have the High Priestess. You have this knowledge, this understanding coming forward. And it frees you from a lot of fear. And as it does, the Four of Coins, the release of this vampiric energy, has you embracing your magic, your understanding, your power, and your truth. And it leads you to the Page of Swords, a student of your mind and what you desire. You have the Hermit right here, and I love this line. So the Hermit is Virgo energy. Yeah, in the zodiac, if you use the tarot to equate to the zodiac, and this is a time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd. And this is you needing to kind of step back. So there's justice coming within the public arena against vampiric energy, and you're going to need to step back just a bit to connect with yourself. And then you have the Queen of Swords, and I love this because you have the student here, and then you have the Queen. And so the student, the page carries messages, the page learns, the page studies, and then you face the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments. You're rooted right here in the swords. You're very much in your mind. You're very much looking at things and slicing to truth. You have a lot of major arcana cards here. So this is a time where even if you wanted to kind of turn away from heavy-hitting issues in your life, they're going to keep on coming back. They're going to keep on saying, well, you can't forget me. You can't walk away from me. And that can be very, very annoying during this time. But it's also going to be very powerful, very freeing, very changing, because you see the power within yourself and you embrace your magic, and you're cutting through a lot of the doubts and the fears that have held you back. And also for me, the Queen of Swords is the warrior queen, and the King of Swords is the warrior king. So here you have the warrior queen coming forward. You have the sense of determination, the sense of, dedication, understanding, time, effort put in, and it paying off here. And you're seeing the justice for all that you have sacrificed and all that you have given. Now let's see the people that will aid you during this time. Who are the people who will aid Leo? September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Who are the people who will aid Leo? September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Who are the people who will aid Leo? September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, and spirit guides. That's fantastic. So we're starting off very strongly with Virgo energy, and we have Virgo energy right here in the public arena. This is a person, and now with the people who aid and the people you need to be mindful of, do understand that they may not be people who are part of your real world existence. They could be people who inspire you in media. They can touch your life and your soul in a myriad of different ways. So keep your mind open. But the way that this person really calls to you is through the sense of having you look within, through the sense of kind of lighting a path you thought was never going to be illuminated again, a sense of quiet and truth and understanding and healing and prosperity, and a coming together of what you desire, what you need, and the way that you are moving forward. And this Virgo energy, or this person who embodies this Virgo energy, very much has you thinking outside of the box, but also needs you to step back from the chaos of this world and say, you know what, this is not defining me. This is not, this is not the answers. They don't have the answers in all this noise. And so as you step back and as you find the answers within silence, within connection, within this quiet contemplation, you find the answers that are really part of your truth and your power. It leads you to the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a queen that is not afraid to roll up her sleeves. This is a queen that is determined and dedicated and passionate, and you are really going to be called to that fire. This queen also has this cat right here underneath her throne. So there is a sense of things being kind of hidden that are going to kind of see more, understand more, bring more things together. There's a sense of a bonfire. There's a sense of a passion burning. There's a sense of this person really speaking to your passions, your desires, the way that you want to move forward, what it is that you want within your life, and where it is that you want to be. It's kind of like a call for action. And as you have this call for action come, they really speak to that determined part of you. It's very funny because the Hermit speaks to the dreams and the Queen of Wands speaks to the determination. And so here, as this passion comes forward, it's like, yes, I can move this way. Yes, I can kind of have things fall into a more profound alignment. And as you do so, you see yourself calling on your magic. And your magic can be conjuring magic if that's what you're into. But I always see it as that connection to the divine within us. And it is, as Brahma said in Hinduism, I buried the God's head within man, because that is the one place that you will never look for it. And here, with that passion being called, you start to see that the fire burns within. And as a fire sign energy, your fire burns within brightly and passionately and truly. And you're going to find that it is the core of your being and what needs to be understood and embraced. And then we have the star card. This is Aquarius energy, a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. This is a person who adds to the waters of creation. This is a person who calls us forward and has you drinking deeply of what you desire and what you need. This is a person who doesn't quite fit in. There's a little bit of an etherealness around them. And this is a way that you are moving forward. You're finding yourself kind of very inspired, very curious, very much needing these healing waters around you. And also there's a keenness of mind to them that is going to be very, very embracing. And it does call to family. That's really quite beautiful, because it calls to the way that you are being nourished and the way that you are nourishing. It calls to a quenching of the soul and the self. And here we start in your inner self with the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins is patience. And it can be being very frustrated with the patience that is needed, because you're going to want to act right away. And there is something bigger coming, and you can feel it. It's kind of like when, just having the image of this giant kind of walking, and you can feel the ground shaking. So you know something big is coming. And it's going to be something that's rather monumentous. I believe I'm saying that right, but I could be saying it wrong. Very impactful and having great kind of wonder to it during this time for you. And you're going to sit there and you're going to want it right now. And it's kind of like fruit or cooking corn. You can add sugar to it, and you can. And it'll make the corn sweeter and it will make the fruit sweeter. But if you wait for it to be ripe on its own, it becomes beautifully sweet. And it becomes terribly nourishing and just wonderful. And that's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for that beauty to come forward, that nourishment to be a part of your soul and yourself. And it might seem that you've been waiting forever, but Spirit is saying that the payoff is well worth the wait, because you have here the Taurus energy. You have here the Hierophant. And this is a sense of being true to yourself. This is a sense of holding to your traditions. It does not have to be the traditions that you were born into. It does not have to be the traditions that people say you are to follow, but it's your truth. It's your power. And it's realizing the power and the beauty, and really seeing the power and the beauty within you. As you do this, you embrace a truth that has been forgotten. You embrace a sacredness to yourself. And as you see this, you see a nourishment to your soul, and a nourishing of the self, of what you desire. And you're going to think, oh, I'm wanting too much, I'm being too much. And the fact of the matter is, you aren't. It can be that things do not come as quickly or as, profoundly as you would want them to, but they do come with tremendous meaning, tremendous purpose, and tremendous dedication. This then leads you to the moon. The moon has us facing fears. It's looking at the shadows and not letting them rule us. It's looking at what we desire in life and saying, I can do this. And it's also here, if you see how the moon is connected to the Three of Swords, it's calling yourself out on a lot of things that have broken your heart, that have, made you doubt and fear, and that have made you think, I can't move forward. I can't go to where it is that I want to be. And so here with the moon, you are going to find that fear is a part of life, especially when you're embracing something that you have been so patiently waiting for. there is a sense of as it comes and as you move forward in this truth, and things are coming not in the way that you had expected, but in the way that divinity wants them for you. So it can feel like a little bit like a mixed blessing at times, but you really are harnessing your power, your truth, and your understanding. And it leads you, as you do so, to looking at the fears that have held you back, looking at the doubts and the apprehensions that made you think, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't possibly move forward this way. Oh my gosh, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to just have things fall apart. And the moon is saying to you, everybody has shadows. It's looking at the shadow self. Okay, the shadow self in Jung's philosophy is the darker side of ourselves. It's that side that we don't want, the public to see. It's the side that lives in the shadows, in the unsavory parts of our mind. But the shadows are also beautiful. If you do not know what darkness is, how can you know that you like the light? But also, if you have pure darkness for an extended period of time, and then you have pure light for an extended period of time, both are too much. You need that balance. And that's what I'm seeing here. That's what Spirit is saying. You are moving towards something more. And you are facing a lot of things that have made you doubt yourself, that have made you feel overwhelmed, and that have been holding you back out of fear and anxiety of self. And as you see this, you know that, yes, fear is a good thing. It keeps us alive. It keeps us moving forward. It's what kept our ancestors going. But when we are afraid in our modern world, and it's not for the reasons that our ancestors were afraid. It's not to, not to get eaten by an animal, or, eating the wrong berries, or, kind of preserving our life. It is a fear that comes from social anxiety. It's a fear that comes from what if you go after your dreams. It's a fear that comes from so much more. It's so much more than just the bare essentials of existence, that it can seem overwhelming. And it can also seem rather aggravating. How can I be afraid of what I dream to succeed at? How can I be afraid of moving forward the way that I want to? And Leo, the way you're going to deal with this is just kind of, want to push through it. But if you don't acknowledge it, if you don't acknowledge the shadows and say, wow, it's the shadows that give depth to pictures. It's the shadows that, cool us on a warm summer day. It's the shadows that have great meaning to them. Then the shadows are still going to be there. And the shadows are going to kind of want to take over. So there's an acknowledgement that is needed. And as that acknowledgement comes, there's a freedom. There's a weight lifted from your shoulders. And the Page of Swords is being a student of your mind, of what you desire, of what you need. And so the weight is lifted, and it's like, okay, well, how do I want to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is the bigger picture of who I am and where I'm going? And you're studying it. And there are a lot of fears, doubts, and apprehensions that have held you back. And so here, as you study, as you look, as you come to terms, as you kind of ask questions, you are going to find that answers start coming your way, because pages are also messengers. Answers start coming your way that you had not expected. You start moving forward and you start seeing connections that you hadn't seen before. Your mind becomes a bit clearer, but it also becomes intensely curious. It's like, I need to go deeper. I need to know more. I need to, understand. And as you do so, your heart is moving away from a truth you once held dear. The best way, and I know I always equate it to it, but the best way that I can put the Eight of Cups is, it's like a really nice pair of shoes that you can't wear because they pinch your toes, they hurt, they cause blisters. It's just too much. And so here, it's something that looks really beautiful, but does not hold any practicality in your life. Or it's something that people sit there and they think you should like. They think you should be happy with, and they don't understand why you're not. And the Eight of Cups is courageous, because the Eight of Cups is something that it is a bit painful to walk away from, because it can also be a walking away from a dream, a walking away from a hope, a wish, what you have been patiently waiting for. And it's like, well, exactly the way that you've envisioned it is not the way that it is going to come. Divinity has a hand here. And as annoying as it sounds, you know, you have to lose something in order to gain so much more. The Eight of Cups isn't ending as severe as a divorce. And I'm not saying that you are getting divorced. What Spirit is saying is that it's an ending that can be that traumatic, but also that freeing. And it is an ending that has a severing to it. And as you walk away from a lot of lies, a lot of preconceived notions that have kind of kept things status quo, kept things a little bit more balanced. So as you walk away, you can find yourself, needing to walk towards, once again, balance and understanding, but in its true form, not in a facade. And so you see now behind the veil, behind the mask that people wear, behind what other people desire, you see what is truth for you. And it does not mean it has to be truth for anybody else. But as you see this truth for you, you see this power of where you are headed and of what you want. You start to hear Spirit speaking to you more and more. And the thing is, the way that Spirit speaks, it kind of feels a lot of times like Spirit talks in riddles. It's kind of like, oh, okay, well, I have to decipher this. But you also have to live it. You also have to see yourself moving forward towards this understanding, towards this greatness, towards this power that can feel like I'm not supposed to have it. So it's a power of soul and self. It's a power of determination and dedication. It is a power of listening to the world around you, of listening to your heart, your soul, and what you truly desire. And instead of quieting what your heart is telling you, because your heart is speaking to you rather powerfully here, it is saying you hold tremendous wisdom. You course the oceans through my veins. You course the blood through me. And you bring to me an inspiration, a power, and an understanding that I need to be a part of. Because I am of the firm belief that we are emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we have to listen to our hearts. And we have to have our hearts and our minds come together and have this open conversation. And what's really beautiful here is that whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same suit, well, you have them of the major arcana, from the same deck, this is a soulmate connection. This is a true love connection. And I do apologize if you can hear my nephew having a grand old time in the background. But this is a sense here of spiritually your heart finding its soulmate. And it can be within yourself. It can be an awakening within you, a power that you are embracing that is setting you apart from a lot of other people. It can also be that you find someone, and it doesn't have to be a romantic soulmate, right? Because I believe soulmates are people that we have known in past lives, and they are people who touch our souls, and they do not have to touch our souls romantically. This is somebody who sees you. This is somebody who sees the quiet within you because you have the strong quiet. And I love this pairing here of the High Priestess and the Magician. I think they go together brilliantly. But I also believe that she has another partner, which is also the Hermit. And this one really speaks to her as she is. And so here you have the High Priestess, you have the Magician, and then you have the High Priestess and the Hermit. And so as these come together, you are going to see that there is more of a connection to this wisdom, to this knowledge, than you may have originally thought. You might have thought, oh, it's one way. There's only one beautiful mate to the wisdom that is coming around me, to this understanding. And it's this connection of soul. It's this power of self. But there are two. One has the magic coming outward, okay? One has you kind of facing the public arena a bit more. The other one has you turning inward and has you facing the silence a bit more, has you facing this understanding and leading you towards inspiration. Both bring with them inspiration, but you are going to feel much more comfortable during this time, being more quiet, being more introspect, being more connected with your heart, your soul, and yourself. You're not going to be putting up with anybody's lies during this time either. The magician is as above, so below. As you think it, so it becomes. This is as you feel it, so it is. Okay, the High Priestess, as you feel it, so it is. The Magician, as you think it, so it comes. your mind is astoundingly important. You're going to think, okay, emotions can rule all. They rule a lot, most definitely. But the mind is important. What information you are taking in, how you define yourself, how you kind of, see the knowledge, the understanding of where you're headed. And the magician calls upon the four elements of this world and calls upon our use. You could say mastery, but it isn't mastery because you can't control a volcano kind of thing. And the power of this earth is like a volcano. It's like a tornado. It's so much and it's so vast that we can barely kind of comprehend its force. The magic within you, the power within you is the God's head, is this connection to the divine, is the fact that stardust courses through your veins. And as you see this and you understand it, as you see you and understand you, you call magic forward and you call your power forward. And this is going to be your connection with the greater desires of the world, but also your greater desires within this world. And there's a magic to you. And it comes from your heart, your soul, yourself. But it also comes from how you think. So be very mindful during this time, because as you walk away from doubts and fears, and as you face fears, your mind can be very encompassed by them. You can think, oh my gosh, this is the way it's only going to be. And if you let fears rule you, you will walk in the darkness of fears and forget the spiritual bounty that you have been so patiently waiting for. Because the spiritual bounty, moves you forward. It awakens you. It empowers you. And as you have this power coming forward, as you are standing before the altar of your existence, as you are changing the fabric of reality to say, you know what, I reject your reality and I replace it with my own. It leads you to looking at the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the times you have had your heart absolutely broken. It's like you've had your wings cut and you were put in a cage. And it has you looking at these times and saying, no, I'm not a prisoner. I'm not a prisoner to the hurt that I have been through. The hurt that I have been through has given me knowledge, has given me an insight to this world that is valuable. That is so valuable, you cannot put a price to it. And our hurts, our pains, and our disappointments, they devastate us, most definitely. But they also show our character. They show us what we can live through. They show us our strength. And Leo, you are astoundingly strong. And so with the Three of Swords, when you are looking at the hurts that you have been through, honor yourself for having walked through such fire. Honor yourself for having come so far. Even if you feel like there are still miles upon miles left to walk, honor yourself. And face these pains. Don't put them in a nice little box and shove them into the back of your subconscious, because they want to be seen. And they are connected to your fears, and they are connected to what you see in the quiet moments of your existence. Justice is coming. In the public arena, you are getting justice. Now, this doesn't mean that everything just kind of magically falls into place, though it would be awesome if it does. There's a balancing of scales. It can be a reasoning of self. It's like, no, I demand understanding, justice, equality, fairness here. This is also a balancing of what you desire and what you want. It's a justice within your life. It's kind of like, what areas of your existence do not weigh true, are completely out of balance, because you're going to find a justice to them. And you're going to find a way that you move forward in greater harmony. And it leads you to the Four of Coins. It leads you to looking at vampiric energy, the energy that just absolutely drains you, people who drain you. And it focuses around wealth, because if you are drained, okay, and you have to go out, and you have to work, and you have to, succeed and achieve, but you're starting at a place of exhaustion or a place of just simply being tired, you're not going to achieve as much as somebody who is fully rested does. So you're severing the ties. It is just for you to sever the ties of this energy. You're also going to find that nothing in your life is wasted. Nothing that you have been through has been for, just kicks and giggles. It's for a deeper truth, a deeper understanding. And as you do this, and you might be saying, Dane, how do I release this vampiric energy? The way I like to see it, and of course it does take more than just this, but I like to envision myself surrounded by the golden light of the universe. And then your angels with their flaming swords around you. And they cut through that golden light. And for an instant, there's nothing. There's just quiet. And as you take in this quiet, you take in kind of a healing of self. You can take in a centering. And then the light comes back. The energy comes back around you. And you're going to find that not only are you more centered because of the silence that you took in, but all the corruption, all the hurts and the pains and the corruption of that golden light has been sliced away. And there is now beautiful, beautiful light around you. Do this multiple times a day. Because, Leo, you are such a force of personality that you can come up against people and you're like, nope, not going to back down, going to keep on charging forward. And they can sit there and look at the energy around you and say, wow, this person really blessed. This person really knows their worth. And this person sees openly and honestly and has this beautiful connection to the world around them. I want that. And so they try to drain you. Because instead of working hard themselves to get that, to call that forward, they're like, well, I can just take it from you. And here's the thing, they can't anymore. They can try, but you keep yourself protected by your angels. You keep their wings wrapped around you, which is very much like the vulture's wings are wrapped around her. And you see yourself protected, more protected than you had thought you were. And then you move forward with the hermit. And the hermit is this turning inward, is guided by this light, is having this spiritual understanding come your way. It is moving forward in a way that maybe some people just don't understand. And that's fine. That's their problem. It's not yours. You are guided by a light of truth. You are moving forward in a wisdom of self. And you are really being empowered here. It leads you to your magic. Your magic is connected by this sense of turning in, by this sense of harmony and serenity and understanding, and letting yourself have quiet moments. It can be going for a walk, nice quiet moments with yourself, with your dogs, with, whomever, but it needs to be quiet. It needs to be centering. And it leads you then to being the Queen of Swords. In the public arena, you do need to step out, okay, at times. Just kind of excuse yourself, center yourself, because you are coming through as the warrior queen, as the queen who cuts through doubts and fears, as the queen who knows her worth and knows where she stands, as the queen that says, I've been training for this my whole entire life. There is no way I'm backing down. And the Queen of Swords sees what is on the air, sees the way the wind is blowing, and knows more truth than people think she does. The Queen of Swords does not stop. The Queen of Swords can also be astoundingly blunt, okay, and to the point. So you may have this energy around you where you just cut right to the chase. You're a little bit too blunt, a little bit too to the point. So just be mindful of that. But you are defending and you are leading yourself towards something absolutely exquisite. And this is worth fighting for, because it has been long enough that you have been held back from your goals. So let's go deeper. Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Show me more deeply. Show me more deeply. Show me more deeply. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right. And let's see the people you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Leo needs to be mindful of? September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Who are the people that Leo needs to be mindful of? September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. Okay, these three. I like that 3 seems to be your number during this time. You have 3 chakras, 3 people who aid, 3 people to be mindful of. That's really nice. So you have the King of Swords. You come through with the Queen of Swords here. The King of Swords is going to be able to really match you word for word, mind for mind. This is a person who is a little bit more into their mind, okay, than you are, okay, into, facts and numbers and, kind of can play a bit of word games, but also I'm just seeing somebody astoundingly scholarly. And this person doesn't really have they think more in terms of books, more in terms of, of numbers, of things being a certain way. And you're going to get frustrated with this person because it's like, okay, but that's not life. I can't make it fit your blueprint. So here, this is somebody who is a bit sharp with their words. Watch out, because you two can get into really intense arguments where you just cut right to the point, but you cut right to the heart of things. And so here, it's kind of like what I'm seeing is you almost like cut to each other's hearts. You hit where it hurts. So that is going to be something to be very, very mindful of during this time here, Leo, because you just don't need that. You don't need that sort of fight. You don't need that sort of energy around you. This is a person where it might be impossible to give them what they say that they want or what they're demanding. And knowing that is going to be something that is a lot easier. Okay, it makes it a lot easier to deal with them because it's like, well, I just can't do it. I just can't give you exactly what you want. Either you accept what I can give you, or you back off just a little bit. This is going to be hard if it's a boss or if it's somebody who's very bossy within your life and has that ability to be really bossy. So just be mindful of that. You are going to be able to reason with them, give facts as to if you approach this person with facts and saying, listen, this is why I can't kind of boil things down to this blueprint. This is why I can't give you exactly what you're asking for. And you do it in a very logical, non-emotional way. That's going to be the best way to get their response. And then we have the Prince of Swords. This is somebody who cuts through doubts and fears, wants to move forward too quickly. You're going to get caught up in the way they want to move forward, but you're going to need things to be more grounded and go a bit slower. And then we have the Princess of Swords. So you have all air sign energy right here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is somebody who either thinks too much about words and not enough about action. This can also be somebody who is just a little bit manipulative with words. They might not even be meaning to. They might sit there and kind of want to know the answers to things, want to know things a bit more deeply, but kind of skirt on saying, well, that's not exactly what I meant. And you're going to sit there and be like, no, that is what you said. And they're going to kind of play word games with you. So just be mindful of that. We have the World, the Lovers, Gemini energy, and the Two of Swords. Gemini energy is a time frame of May 21st to June 20th. Then we have the Six of Swords reversed. So the Six of Swords is when you take all your knowledge and you're moving forward. You're going to find yourself a bit stuck. We have the Four of Cups. You're going to find yourself a bit stuck in taking a divine gift that you aren't going to really feel as ready for as you would want to. And then it leads you to the Empress. It leads you to a power, to an understanding. It's like once you move past this like being stuck in quicksand, you move forward to a healing, to a power, to a beauty, to a grace, to a love that is really quite extraordinary. And to a finding of your voice that that felt lost before. We have the Three of Cups right here. You have trusted people who have let you down. And that's part of life. But that makes it harder, especially in this public arena. It makes it harder to trust people. It makes it harder to sit there and say, well, I know that you're here to celebrate me. Because you're going to be like, well, I thought you were here to celebrate me. But, I've been in situations before where I thought the person was going to celebrate me and they let me down. And so here, it's knowing who you can really trust and who you can't. And that takes work. That takes time. And it's also not being so hard on yourself, because everybody makes mistakes. Then we have the Seven of Wands. This is knowing when you stand up for yourself. This is not being a rug, but also knowing that if you fight every battle, you'll never get to where it is that you want to be. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Again, you had the Eight of Cups right up here in the main part of the reading. Now you have the Eight of Cups here. You're walking away from something you once thought you would love. It's an end. And there's an end. You start with the world opening to you, and you end yourself walking away from something that is no longer right. So let's see. The world opens up. You have what you've been patiently waiting for, and you have a power that you are embracing. It opens the world to you, and it opens the world for you. You're moving towards a duality of love and desire. You're looking at fears in different ways, and you're looking at yourself in a different way. And as you do so, you see the two roads that you had laid out for you. You thought, okay, it's either this way or that way. And what I'm kind of seeing here, Leo, I don't know if you're like me. I sometimes can just get into a rut of worrying, and then get into a rut of having to plan everything out. I don't have to do it. I just have to plan it. And if I plan it, I feel like, oh, okay, I got it. I understand. But if I don't, there is this chaos here. So these are the two paths that you have planned out for you. Your mind has said, okay, and you have worked it out. It's like, okay, either I go this road or that road. But what you are going to find is that as you embrace the duality of yourself and your soul, as you open yourself up to knowledge and to understanding, roads appear that you hadn't imagined. Ways to move forward that you haven't expected come. And you're going to find that your heart is a bit stuck. It's like, I can't do this. I can't move forward this way. There has to be an ending first before there is this beginning. And this ending can be an ending and a beginning at the exact same time. But it comes from you seeing things more openly, more honestly, more truthfully. And it leads you then to getting a gift from divinity, which is going to be hard for you to see because you're going to feel emotionally stuck. You're going to feel like my life isn't moving forward the way that I thought it would, the way that I needed it to. And so here, it's hard to see this gift at first, but it becomes part of your magic, part of your purpose, part of what you desire. And you start to see it slowly and steadily. It starts to turn your head a bit. And it leads you to the Empress. It leads you to a power. It leads you to a beauty. It leads you to a truth. And I like the two going into the three right here in the Major Arcana. Over the Three of Swords. Like this heartbreak, this pain, this hurt leads you to an understanding, to a finding of your voice, to a power of yourself that you thought was no longer yours, that you thought you had lost forever. And as you claim this power and you claim this throne, you claim yourself. And you also find that you are stronger than you had thought you were. And you are nurturing and you are caring and you are compassionate for yourself, but also for what you desire within your future. It leads you, three goes into three right here. It leads you to looking at the ways you have been let down in the past and saying, you know what, even if it's just my angels and my spirit guides that I have in my corner, that's a powerful corner because most people do not know how to access spirit, do not know how to call upon divine power and guidance. You do. It's by quieting and centering yourself. It's by having things be balanced and not giving your energy unduly to others. And as this energy comes, you start to say, yes, I've been disappointed in the past. Yes, people have let me down. These could even be people who are supposed to be in your corner. It could be parents, they could be grandparents, they could be teachers, they could be lovers, they could be siblings, they could be best friends. They were supposed to be in your corner. They were supposed to. And they failed you. Acknowledge that they failed you. and acknowledge that trust is earned. And it is your right to give it, and it's your right to take it away. It then leads you to the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is choosing your battles. It's not being a rug and rolling over and letting people walk all over you. Though some people might think that you're not really fighting as hard as you should. You know it's a waste of time, so you're not going to. It's like, why would I waste my energy? You stand your ground and you fight when it is needed. Leo, you don't fight unduly. Because you're moving towards something greater. And as you do so, the 7 goes into the 8. And you see yourself walking away from what you once thought you would love. Walking away from what seemed so important before, but now isn't. And it comes to you because of this knowledge, because of this warrior spirit of the Queen of Swords. Let's see what your spirit animal message is for this time. Leo, September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. September 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic, these two. Now know that with your spirit animals, if you see these animals in real life or an image of these animals, this is your spirit animals tapping you. These are your spirit animals tapping you on the shoulder, saying, Leo, remember this message. So I think that's really cool that they stay with us. So we have right here the dolphin spirit. This and that are true. There's going to be multiple ways that you can see truth and that people see truth. You are going to want to choose the way that brings peace and harmony to yourself, the way that lets you feel centered and empowered. Then we have the dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. It does not matter if other people do not love it. It does not matter if other people do not understand it. Be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to the love that is you. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the squirrel spirit. I love this. Believe in yourself. Believe in you. Believe in the seeds that you are planting. Believe in the power that you have. Believe in the brilliance that is you. Believe in you, because that's the place you start. That's where everything comes from, a belief within yourself. And then, if you have to kind of break it down in a different way, believe in you. And then as you're believing in something, and you're saying, but this is what I want, see why you're held back from it. See what is keeping you from having that belief be enough. Because it is a doubt, it is an apprehension, it is, being weighed down too much with other responsibilities. And it's seeing how to have that belief move you forward. Your subconscious person message is the Queen of Pentacles. There is an energy that is calling you to prosperity, to success, and to bounty. And it is a queenly energy. It is more a kind of behind the scenes, looking and taking in everything energy. But it is a powerful energy that calls you to success, to bounty, and to prosperity. Your subconscious chakra message is psychic development. This is, again, the third eye chakra. You're going to find yourself having tremendous intuition, saying, I just know. And you do. You just know. You're going to have this instinct about things. You're astoundingly connected to your angels, to your spirit guides during this time. Prophetic dreams can also be something that you experience. And so here, as you move forward, you're going to find the world opening in a way you hadn't anticipated, that is also seen by the High Priestess right here. You're connecting, and you have that magic that you're connecting with the High Priestess, the Magician, and the Hermit. So you have that magic coming in, and it really is developing you, guiding you, and moving you in a way that you hadn't anticipated, that you hadn't expected. It leads you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, for me, is a battle. It is a battle well fought, but it's also something karmic. It is something that you cannot stop the tides from turning. You cannot stop it from coming forward. And with this karmic lesson, and with this banishing of a karmic cycle, okay, this completion of a karmic cycle, there is a freedom, there is an understanding. There is something that you are facing that will make you put your head in your hands and think, why? Why this again? And it is because it is breaking a chain that has been around you for too long, breaking a cycle that you have lived for too long. It can be, a karmic cycle. It can be inherited from your DNA line. You are breaking this. It can be a pattern simply of your existence in this life and on this earth right now. You're breaking this and you're finding yourself move forward. You're finding yourself gaining an understanding. You are kind of facing a demon and saying, not today. I'm not letting you have this power over me. You are stronger than you believe yourself to be. And that is something that is beautiful. And it moves you to go deeper to the subconscious message, to the Nine of Cups. Once you face this karmic cycle, there's a beauty that radiates from you. There is a power that is brilliant to you. And as you face this cycle, you find yourself embracing a radiance, embracing something that you have wished for, something that you truly desire. It is going to be easier for other people to see it than for you to see it yourself. So just be mindful of that. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in determination, as we fight for what we believe in and what we know to be true. But we do not give our energy in negativity, in anger to anyone. We see the truth of where we want to be, and we find a radiance becoming a part of us. As we achieve that truth, and as we break cycles we no longer want to live in. Take a nice deep breath in, Leo, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Leo.